Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, October the 23rd. It's almost Halloween, guys. It's coming up close. It's coming in hot. The holidays are coming whether you're ready for them or not. But hello and happy Sunday. It is so good to see you all. Let's see if I can get checked in here to find out who is coming up close. It's coming in hot. That's so loud. So loud, Facebook. Okay, let's see if I can see who is coming here. It has been a fantastic last couple of days here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hello, John from home base. I see Deanna sneaking in. Jennifer's coming. The weather has been fantastic. Like, fantastic to the point that you all should be super jealous. Not even kidding. I mean, really could not have been any more picture perfect weather the last couple of days. Hello, Deanna. Good to see you. Hattie's sneaking in. Literally, y'all should be jealous. So we had, you know, some pretty, I don't know, Knoxville's pretty famous. Hello, Carol Lou. Just let you know I'm thinking about you still, so you can private message me and let me know how everything's going. So we had, like, I don't know, Tennessee, East Tennessee especially goes, hello Elaine, goes from summer to winter pretty quick. And hello, Yoli, it's good to see you. Pretty quick. And so we had like hot, freezing cold, but the last couple of days have been beautiful. Hello, Katie, and hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Trish is sneaking in. Hello, let's see, there's Haley. Oh, yeah, there's Haley. Hello, Haley, good to see you. And Mary from beautiful Pittsburgh. Gail is coming in, and hello, Lynn. So, yeah, some gorgeous weather here. Got a lot of things done. Karen and I accidentally walked an extra, oh, and hello, Victoria. I miss you. Come and see me. Karen and I actually accidentally walked an extra half an hour. So we walked a little over 4 miles today instead of 3 miles. So yeah, so awesome hair. Hello, Trish. Please shout out. Let us know that you are here. Go ahead and say hello. And again, I don't know why I say us, because it's me and Dusty, but then your friends here that are here with us live can see you. Hello, Trish. Go ahead and let us know that you're here. And if you're brand new, let us know that you're brand new, because we would also like to welcome you. But if you are brand new, and hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. If you are brand new, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, Karen, my friend Karen and I accidentally walked an extra mile today. How does that even happen? Hello, Marlene. She picked somewhere different to walk today than we normally walk. I've been in this neighborhood that she chose, I mean, probably hundreds of times. And hello, Loretta from Virginia. Probably been in that neighborhood hundreds of times, and we have a lot of customers in that neighborhood, and it's a really old neighborhood here in Knoxville. Beautiful walk. Oh my gosh. I'll post the picture later. Hello, Sylvia. I'll post the picture later. But beautiful walk. Let's see. Oh, another Karen just got back to walking today. Awesome. Beautiful walk. Great place to walk. It's down the center of a boulevard, so you're not walking in the street, not fighting traffic, you know, or anything. And I don't know, I guess we just got carried away with the fall colors and the absolutely beautiful weather here in Knoxville, and we accidentally walked an extra mile. So talking about coming in hot, so I was coming in hot, trying to bust it here and finish getting ready for our chat tonight. So you'll just have to, you know, I don't know, I always have walking here. Casey actually did my braids so that I could, you know, yeah, look like Alyssa today. And hello, Orlando Debbie. Oh, and thank you. Orlando Debbie says, great collab YouTube video. I'll talk to you all about that here in just a second. But again, for those of you all who are just sneaking in, hello and happy Sunday. I am Kelly. This is part of IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you've not been to the blog, it is just If You Have an Egg with an A-N. I had to explain that to somebody this week. They typed in If You Have a Egg, couldn't find it. It's IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. All the recipes on there are free. We do more chatting than recipes, but we do have a recipe collab to talk about here in just a few minutes. Today is Sunday, October the 23rd. Again, we are flying through the year. The holidays are coming at us, you know, hot and heavy, coming at us quick. But yeah, so you all welcome each other. Again, if you're new, let me know. Let us know, because we would love to welcome you. And hello, Lisa from Arkansas. So I hope you all are having fantastic weather like we are. Great to get in, you know, that additional walking today. And if you are in our If You Have an Egg closed Facebook group, if you are already over there, we are winding down Julie's like, you know, kind of activity challenge, and she's getting ready to start up for November and December. She's got 2 different options on challenges. One of them is a tracking challenge and one is a water challenge. Scoot on over there to If You Have an Egg, the regular Facebook group, and go ahead and cast your vote for that, because Julie she would like to know what to do next. So she has been fantastic to host these challenges for us. So I hope you all will also thank her. She posts every single day something about the challenge to try, you know, and keep you motivated and to keep herself motivated, and me too. So if y'all would pretty please thank her for that, that would be awesome. And for all of the other egglets who helped me keep this going. Yeah, it is truly a labor of love. Okay, again, today is October the 23rd. I see some more of you all scooting in here. I'll try to get the hays and hellos to all of you all later. Little bit of news for this month. So again, this is October. We're winding down October soon. Today is the 23rd, which means like in a week and a day, the month is already going to be over. Hello, Roberta. It's good to see you. So we talked a little bit last week about Croctober. So Joan from Joan's Pointed Plate was sweet enough to host yet another, I mean, like back to back, 2 months in a row. And I know that's a lot of work for her also, but she hosted another recipe collab. And so this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we all, or most of us, got our videos posted. This month, Casey got me in on time, so mine was posted at 9 a.m. Eastern this month. Last month for September, I was late because both of the girls had been both of the granddaughters had been in the hospital, and then Casey and I both ended up with RSV like the girls had as well. But this month, Casey ran it home. I got my video done a week ago. She got it posted before 9 a.m. this morning. She got it scheduled for before 9 a.m. this morning. But I can tell you, so for Croctober, I made the Winstar Karen's Buffalo Chicken Dip. I made it last week on Saturday. Took it to Casey's house. It was all gone. Hello, Sandy. It was all gone Saturday night. There, I went back in her kitchen Sunday morning looking for a little bit of it. It was all gone. And it was so easy to make in the crock pot. I normally make it in the microwave, but for the collab, for the Croctober collab, and hello, Sandra is home from New England and had a wonderful time. It looked like you had a good time. But yeah, it was so easy to make in the crock pot. So you're going to have to go over and check out Croctober. I'll give you a quick rundown of who all posted videos. So again, this was hosted by Joan of Joan's Pointed Plate. So let her know thank you, because it is a lot of work. And she had, so I did buffalo chicken dip, and it was the Winstar Karen's buffalo chicken dip that you all have seen me make I don't know how many times. That recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, so you can scoot on over there and grab that. Dusty appears to have the hiccups, or the somethings. Anyway, he's okay. But so I already did that one, and again, it's so good. Deanna, so most of us, okay, so my recipe is printable. Most everyone else printed or put their recipes in the comments, and Trish is right. Yeah, Trish says because it's delicious. Yes, it is delicious. Most everybody else, unless they have a blog, hello Sandra from Demon's Ferry, unless they yeah, oh, hold on. Yeah, so I'll tell y'all what Debbie said here in just a second. Most everyone else put their recipe either in the description, or if they have a blog, you know, like I do, then their recipe would be on their blog. So they should be printable, or they should at least be where you could copy them, you know, and paste them. And then Orlando Debbie said, I have to go back to this. She said, loved that you threw in the fat-free fake-out cream cheese in the video too, and I sure did. So this time I used, I made my own fat-free cream cheese and, you know, and put it in there. So you'll just have to go and watch that. But quickly, the participants were Joan's Pointed Plate, and all of these are, so if you go to YouTube and you just go to youtube.com/@IfYouHaveAnEgg, and you'll go straight to me. So once you do that and you find my my Croctober collab video, then if you go down in the description, there is a link for every single person that I'm getting ready to list off in that link. And it was Joan's Pointed Plate, A Girl and Her Phone, Danielle Nicole, Recipes with Roy, Life with Sandy, The Average J, Edie's Adventures, Suzanne Brightlines, If You Have an Egg, moi, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl, Cat on Point, WW with Carrie, Valerie Reese, Susie's Health Journey, Bee's Journey, Embracing Chaos with Jen. So that was everyone who participated in Croctober. You need to go figure that out. Go find those, figure out what to do with them. Cooler weather is coming to most areas. Crock pots are a great, crock pot meals, even if it's a singular meal, and I took a sneak peek at a few of them. Fantastic way to get something ready, get something going, especially when the, sadly, we are coming to the time of the year also where the days are getting shorter. And I don't know about you, but if I get home and there's not already food, it ain't happening, okay? By the time I get home from work and the days are shorter, it's not going to happen if it's not already made. So I will be taking some of these free Croctober recipes and making them myself so that food is already ready when I get home. Okay, so that was news from last week. Hello, Marlene. Next, I need to know who went to an in-person workshop last week. So who sat your bottom in a chair, your little bottom in a chair? Give me a thumbs up. If you are here with us live, you can just touch like I'll do it now. I'll just go ahead and do the little thumbs up there on my phone. If you're watching this with us live, if you're watching later on YouTube, you can just do the thumbs up emoji. And again, that's just youtube.com/the @ if you have an egg. Or like Mary just showed you how to do it. So Mary just showed you how to type, how to put in a thumbs up emoji. So you can totally do that here, or you can do that over in the If You Have an Egg group when I post this later, or on YouTube, or when it's posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Please comment. You can do some thumbs ups, and thank you, Debbie, for posting that. Debbie just posted the YouTube for everybody. Thank you very much for that. And Linda had her little bottom in a green chair again. And yep, hello, Sherry. Yep, good to see you. And let's see. Yep. Okay, yep, all that was posted. So thumbs ups for that, or thumbs ups if you attended a Zoom workshop last week, a Zoom WUW, or I can call it Weight Watchers again. And hello, Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida. Thumbs ups for that. Or hearts if you were here live with us last week, or if you watched later on demand. So, buddy, what's going on down there? Dusty's got some kind of little coughing fit going on, but he is A-okay. I promise I'll let you know if he is not. Oh my goodness. Okay. Calm down there, buddy. Sorry about that. It's like having a child on the live. But congratulations, everybody who went to an in-person workshop, did a Zoom workshop, or was here with us live or watched later on demand. Here are your Bravo stickers, everybody. Keep going. Y'all keep going. Aloha, Kathy. It's good to see you. Y'all keep going because we want to go successfully into the holidays, so keep going, keep it up. So again, bravo everyone for attending. And hello, Roberta from Imperial, Missouri. It's very good to see you too. Okay, last week I asked you 3 questions. So last week I said, question number 1, oh hey Barbara, I haven't seen you in a little while. It's good to see you. So last week I asked you 3 questions. The first question was, do you eat breakfast every day, most days, or no days? The second question was, what time do you eat breakfast? And the third question is, when you hear the word breakfast, what food or foods pop into your head? So the answers were wide and varied. So they varied everywhere from every day to no days, and everything in between. So some of you eat breakfast every single day, and some of you don't eat breakfast or didn't consider yourself eating breakfast at all. The times ranged anywhere from 5 a.m. was the earliest one that I saw for eating breakfast. And then some of you don't start your meals until well after noon, and that is okay. And then the type of food that you eat, or what you thought of, when you heard the word breakfast, it was anything from traditional, classic, eggs and bacon, which is, a classic breakfast food, to had somebody eating a grilled cheese sandwiches for breakfast. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So last week we talked about, what you're doing matters on what time of day, and what, when you're going to start eating. So some reasons that you might, get up and go ahead and get some breakfast might be some exercise or activity that you're getting ready to do. It's going to be a long time until your next meal. You're going to be using your brain, and you need to get some, fuel in there, or some other things. Reasons that you might want to wait, before you get your first meal of the day might be things like, you might be having a sedentary day. It might be a lazy day, and you just don't need to get up, and immediately eat. You don't have to get up and immediately eat, in case you missed last week's chat. If you missed last week's chat, go back and watch it, because we go over a lot more of this. Maybe you had a big meal the night before and you're just, you know, not feeling hungry. You don't have to get up and eat if you're not feeling hungry. And you're just not hungry. What you eat matters. So if you look up Breakfast of Champions, you'll see that that was an old ad for Wheaties. And, you know, it was a marketing slogan for Wheaties for breakfast cereal. And that cereal, it's high in calories, high in sugar. Most breakfast cereals are. So what you eat matters. You know, you don't see any actual champions getting up and eating sugary cereals. That's not what they're doing before they, you know, when they start their day. So if you like traditional breakfast foods, you know, I suggested you try some things, you know, like eggs, fresh fruit, whole wheat bread or English muffins, fat-free cream cheese, you know, or some kind of non-sugary, you know, oats or oatmeal. When you eat, absolutely doesn't matter unless, and remember, unless if you have some other kind of dietary or health restriction that says you have to eat by a certain time. Like if you take medicine at a certain time and you're supposed to eat with it, if you're diabetic and you have, you know, you need to start at a certain time before you take your insulin or before you check your sugar. So if you have some health reason that you need to get up and eat, then ignore what I'm getting ready to say, okay? I don't want anyone's doctor calling me and saying, hey, you told, you know, Susie Q that she didn't have to eat until such and such. She absolutely has to. Okay, so if you have a health reason that you need to get up and eat, then ignore what I'm getting ready to say. But for the rest of us, you know, really it doesn't matter when you have that first meal of the day. So the idea of when you have your first meal of the day, it's going to be it's a lot different. You know, it's different for, you know, for some people. So when you eat your first meal of the day, you're just breaking your fast. So breakfast is breaking the fast from the day before. So again, unless you have a dietary or health reason that you need to do it at a certain time, it really doesn't matter. The first meal of the day could be 5 a.m. I saw one of those. And it could be as late as 2 p.m. I had one of those. And then we had everything in between, okay? So your homework for last week was hashtag break that fast. And I wanted you to tell us what time of day was your first meal, and, you know, whether you eat every day, most days, whatever, and what that first meal of the day looks like for you. So let's see how you all did. Haley usually starts her breaking the fast routine. Looked like at about 9 to 9:30. But she shared a fantastic looking meal. Like it made me want hot sauce. It made me want hot sauce on eggs, okay? So this one that she shared was 1 egg, 2 egg whites. So she kept the calories down, even though, you know, eggs are probably 0 for her. She kept those calories down by using egg whites with her egg. And I like that just to make it fluffy. She added mushrooms and tomatoes, and she had a habanero pepper sauce from Belize. So I need to know, Haley, did you go to Belize to get that, or did you just purchase a habanero sauce that happened to be from Belize? But that's what I call starting your day, okay? Get a little hot sauce in there to kick it in and get it going. Katie starts her day just a little after 8 a.m. And on the morning that she shared what she was eating, it was only 26 degrees. So it was a chilly 26 degrees where she lives. So to warm herself up, she did some apple cinnamon roll oatmeal with some vanilla protein and warmed herself up to start the day. Tina gets to work at 6:30, but she's not eating her breakfast. She's not breaking her fast at 6:30 a.m. She waits until about 8 a.m. And she doesn't count her first cup of coffee, okay? So she doesn't consider that breaking the fast because that's just for her sanity, okay? So at about 8, this last week, she was having, every day she had a just crack an egg, the veggie version. And if you've never seen those, they come in a little cup and you just literally peel the top back, crack an egg, put it in there, stick it in the microwave. So she had the veggie version of that this week, some pumpkin spice overnight oats, and Chex cereal with a banana. Fantastic, guys. And Haley did get that in Belize. Awesome. I've never been to Belize. How was it? So let us know. Okay, those are awesome, awesome, awesome ways to break your fast. And it, again, didn't matter what time. So we varied everything from 8, getting up at 6:30, eating a little after 8, 8:30, 9. Again, I've got a couple of people that don't break their fast until 2. My friend Popcorn Karen is a real estate agent, and her days are long and late. So she doesn't start her day till after 10 o'clock, okay? And that's perfectly fine. So it's absolutely perfectly fine. But bravo to everyone for doing your homework. Good job, everybody. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Ooh, and Haley said they went on a cruise, and that was one of their stops, and it was amazing. So when you run out of hot sauce, are you going to go back to Belize to get some more? I think you should. I really think you should. Okay, so this week, guess what? At the time that I was typing this, we had 31 days until Thanksgiving, 62 days until Christmas, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, and 69 days until New Year's. And when Jessica posts this, she's posting a link to, yeah, Haley says, yes, please. When Jessica posts this, she is posting a link to a countdown clock that I got this from. So you can get your own countdown clock if you want to. So maybe you've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's coming up. So maybe you're already counting down the days to one of those major holidays. Or maybe you have 3 days until book club at Barbara's house. Or maybe you've got 1 week until Sunday school breakfast. So no matter what's coming up this week, the rest of the year, you've got some decisions to make, okay? So this week we are talking about, hello Cynthia, this week for chat number 292, make your points budget work for you. We're talking about some ways to make your points budget work. Hey, and guys, Julie just popped on. So Julie is the one that I was talking about with the, she's been doing an activity. Hello, Julie. So I was telling everybody earlier, Julie, to please go over to the If You Have an Egg Facebook group and go ahead and vote on what challenge we want for November and December. And thank you again so much for doing the activity one. Because of you, Karen and I today accidentally walked an extra mile. So we'll talk about that another time. But we're talking about ways to make your points budget work for you, because you're going to have to make it work for, differently for you than it does for me. But a couple of thoughts. First one I'm calling Paul's Biscuits and Gravy versus Gwen's Chocolate Lava Cake. So quickly, the big difference between these two things in this showdown, the big difference in this showdown is that I face the biscuits and gravy choice every single week. Paul's in our Sunday school class and he makes them every single week. I want to plan for them. If I want to plan for them and have them, I have the opportunity to do that literally every single week. Okay. The chocolate lava cake, on the other hand, was a once in a lifetime special treat for Gwen and her husband. They could have enjoyed at this hotel that's famous. They're famous for this chocolate lava cake, but you have to order it at the beginning of your meal because it takes them that long to make it. Well, they decided not to get it, and when they got to the end of their meal and wanted it, it was too late. They couldn't get it. So her husband has not let her forget that missed opportunity every single week. Okay, both things are happening every single week. One's a reminder of a missed opportunity. One is a choice on whether or not to eat Paul's yummy biscuits and gravy. So if the bigger point meal presents itself often, take the time to plan for it. If you want it, then take the time to plan for it. But for that once in a lifetime, never going to have it again, don't miss out. Spouse is going to remind you constantly that you missed the opportunity meal. It's okay to enjoy it once in your lifetime. Okay. Okay. What's your pain threshold limit? So I know that sounds silly, but I don't know about you, but with many decisions, I have to think about what is my pain threshold limit here. So like, meaning that it's not going to cause me, I might do it, eat it, participate, whatever, if it's not going to cause me too much discomfort. So where, and a great example is like, I might spend $60 on a pair of jeans that I know I'm going to wear 100+ times. My pain threshold limit's pretty low on that $60. But, oh yeah, Dina says, never pass up lava cake. Exactly. But that same $60 spent on a dressier pair of pants that I might only wear a handful of times, that's a lot of pain for me. So my pain threshold limit is about here on $60 for the dressier pants, but my pain threshold limit's about here for jeans that I'm probably going to wear 100 times. Okay, in terms of points that you were willing to spend, how painful is it to spend 20 points on something that was hot, fresh, delicious? Pain threshold limit's probably about here, even though a lot of us don't have more than 20 points a day to spend, but versus something that's soggy, leftover, unenjoyable, my pain threshold limit is up to here. But come on, we've all done it. We have all done that. But you got to think about what that pain threshold limit is on spending those points. And then the last thing is eat this so that later you can eat that. There are so many opportunities to lighten up a day, a meal, a week by eating this so that later you can eat that, okay? A couple of ideas that I have. One thing that we like to do when we go to Disney, or if we're going to be gone for several days, is to have 2 meals on plan so that we can have 1 meal off plan. Eating 2 meals on plan and 1 meal off, it lets you enjoy that higher point meal because you kept 2 of the meals on plan. Or you can choose something lower point so that you can enjoy something else that's higher point. So maybe, you know, choose everything else in that meal, or what's going to be involved in that day. Choose some lower point things so that you can pick one higher point thing to go with that. Or planning some 0 point meals, or even adding back some 0 point non-starchy vegetables so that you can add back to your points, so that you can afford. So you got to do that Weight Watchers math so that you can afford the higher point food or meal without guilt or anxiety. So your homework for this week is hashtag eat this and that. So it's hashtag EATTHISANDTHAT. And Mary's exactly right. There are so many 0 point foods. So hashtag eat this and that. And this week I want you to tell us how you would plan a 0 point meal, which is the this, so that you can enjoy a higher point meal or treat, the that. And then you get bonus points if you plan a way to add back some points with non-starchy vegetables. And you all know the drill. You're going to share it. You're going to tag me in that. If you're doing it on Facebook, it's at If You Have an Egg. If it's here in the on the Facebook, on our If You Have an Egg Facebook page, again, at If You Have an Egg, and I'll see that. If you're over in our Facebook group, also called If You Have an Egg, but it's a closed group that if you would like to join, if you're not already a member of that, you are going to have to answer the 3 questions or I cannot let you in. But yeah, so share. If you're watching this later on YouTube, again, that's youtube.com/at If You Have an Egg. Yeah, and go ahead and let us know what your hashtag eat this and that is going to be. Oh yeah, Debbie, that's a great idea. So Orlando Debbie says at Disney, she's also gotten the kids portion meals. So she gets a smaller portion and still feels satisfied. So you should totally do that as your homework. That's your homework for this week. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that. Eat this and that. Yeah, it's a perfect way to make those points work for you. And remember, they have to work for you. So speaking of 0 point foods, that is what we're going to talk about in the second half of tonight's chat. I want you to keep in mind before we get started on the second half that 0 point foods are going to be different for everyone. Your selection of 0 point foods is going to be dependent, and yes, Sandra, it is almost time to drink some water. Your selection of 0 point foods is going to be dependent on what you put on that evaluation when you first did your assessment and you answered, you know, there on in the Weight Watchers app. And to do that, you just go to the gear that's in the, like on my phone, it's in the upper right hand corner. There's a gear, and when you go there, when you go to let me think, what does it say? Now that I'm doing, I know what it says, but now that I'm doing it without my phone, I think it says food selections or something like that. I think I've done a video to show y'all how to find that. But when you go there, you can retake your assessment as many times as you want to. I will say this, be honest. Be honest in your assessment. If you need to go back and watch the first week of, you know, how you do all this stuff about personal points. So if it's your first week on personal points, if you just don't remember, if you need to go back and take it, we do have other YouTube videos on youtube.com/at If You Have an Egg to go through all of that. But on that assessment, keep in mind how you answer the questions is going to make a difference on what your 0 points food list is. And you can change it. So like I'm getting ready, when we get closer to Thanksgiving, I will be coming off of beans so beans won't be as important to me as 0 point foods, and it will be switching to potatoes because towards Thanksgiving I'll be consuming much more potatoes than I will be beans. And I want to use those points. You can't, yeah, it says settings. That's right, Lynn. So, I mean, you can pick things. So you can pick whatever you want, or you can go through, you know, and choose some things, but be honest when you answer those questions. The first time I did the assessment, that's exactly it. Yeah, so Debbie says, go to the gear, then go to food settings, and then go to 0 point food settings, and it'll let you retake your assessment. And you can take it as many times as you need to, but if you change those, please, so like me, I've been changing mine seasonally. If you do that, make sure that you stick with it for a week. So this is not day trading. You can't say, oh, I've got beans are 0 today, potatoes are 0 tomorrow, oats are 0 this day, eggs are 0 that day, avocados are 0 this day. You can't do that, okay? So stick with it for a whole week, preferably for 2 weeks before you switch back and forth, or you're day trading and you're not getting the full benefit of that computer. So, okay, don't be afraid to do that, but just know that what I'm getting ready to show you in the second half, these are 0 point foods for me. Just keep that in mind. So what you eat for 0 point foods may be different. Okay, so we're at the halfway mark of chat number 292, and we're talking about how to make your points budget work for you. So at the halfway point, we're all going to take a drink of water. Today, nothing fancy for me because I had to pick up some water since Karen and I had accidentally walked an extra 30 minutes, and you wouldn't believe what 30 minutes does for my prep time for the chat. Yeah, so I was busting it. So today, I'll be repping Casey's, which is a new to us convenience store, and I would just like to say that with your Casey's rewards card, this size water is $1.50 here. Pleasantly surprised to see that. So Casey's is still pretty new for us. We have Casey's and Good Stop, and I'm really not repping for them. I had to run in Casey's and grab some water because we were running late. So everybody go ahead and get you a drink of water at this halfway point in the chat. And I prefer spring water. Yeah. So remember to use your Casey's rewards, and you can also get that for $1.50 if you're in our area. Okay. At the halfway point, I go ahead and put on the apron so that you all know when my daughter Casey posts these videos later, again on youtube.com/@IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you want to watch the whole thing, it's an hour long, and you can watch the whole thing. So the first 30 minutes is classroom, the second 30 minutes, so it's whatever Weight Watchers went over, whatever the topic was the prior week. And so it's a good catch up. Like if you missed one, or if you're online only, like if you don't have an opportunity to go to an in-person workshop, you know, you can totally catch up that way. But if you just want to watch the second half, so if you just want to watch the fun in the second half, you know that it's time for the second half because I'll have on the apron. So last week has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about, but last week that beep egg, that was so stinking fun. I've already tried it again. I will say, not a fan of the soft boiled eggs. Sorry, Carol. I know a couple of y'all were trying to tell me about eating them with toast and whatever. Nope. No, can't do it. Nope. The medium was okay. I'm a hard-boiled egg girl, so yeah. So when I use the beep egg, I'm going to be letting it go through all 3 songs. And if you were not here last week and you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, sorry. Okay. This week, though, we are talking about how to make your points budget work for you. And again, just a quick disclaimer, everything that I'll be talking about tonight is a 0 point food for me. Might be a 0 point food for you. I don't know. Because I didn't do your assessment. Let's see. Carol says, I don't like them either. Hubby does, and I cannot cook them right for him. Yeah, she doesn't like any kind of a runny egg. No. No. John likes over easy eggs. I can't make them. Not very good at them. So yeah. Anyway. Okay. So again, disclaimer, everything that we're going to be talking about tonight is a 0 point food for me. I didn't take your assessment for you, so I don't know what your 0 points food list is. If you need some help, just comment. Like you can comment later here in this chat. I can't do it live, but we can go over that later. If you'll just put that in the comments. Wow, the walking hair is getting kind of wild. But anyway, or over on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So after Jessica posts this in a few days, so Jessica will post this chat in a printed form so that you can print it out if you need to, so you can go back and read it if you need to. I know some of you all learn quicker when you read things, some when you're listening, some when you're doing, and some of you like to do all of the above. And that's totally fine, but this will all be printed there. So if you have questions though about how, like, if you need to tell me what your 0 points food list is, or what what kinds of things you've chosen, and you need some help building a breakfast, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay. But again, disclaimer, these are all 0 point foods, you know, for me. So I don't want any comments of, oh, well, that's not 0 points for me. I get it. It might not be, but it is for me. Okay, so of the 0 point foods that I have available to me for breakfast, we're going to make something here. I'm going to build a 0 point breakfast here, because in the first half of tonight's chat, we were talking about how to make your budget, your food point budget, work for you. So this last week we had well, just yesterday, it already feels like it was days ago, but yesterday we had our first annual fall festival here at Casey Kitchen Center, and had a wild week leading up to it. And I knew that there was going to be, you know, some food that I wanted to be able to include that I wouldn't normally have, you know, with that. So when we were talking about ways to, you know, to make your points budget work for you, one of them is to build around some 0 point foods or meals. And especially if you can build around a 0 point food or meal that is a non-starchy vegetable. Again, if you're new to personal points, or if you just need a recap on that, 0 point non-starchy vegetables should be 0 points anyway. But for every 1 cup of non-starchy 0 point vegetable that you eat, not only is it 0 points, so you're not counting the points, but you add back 1 point for each cup. So we're going to build a breakfast based around 0 point foods, but I'm going to show you how to add back a point so that you can earn some points, you know, for another meal. So knew that we were going to have some food, you know, last week that, you know, was going to be a challenge, some things that I wanted to enjoy that were going to be, you know, higher points. And it's coming. Thanksgiving's coming. We already talked about that. We already talked about the fact that Christmas, if that's what you celebrate, is coming right behind that. And then New Year's, boom, is right behind that. So these are coming super fast. Even if it's not a major holiday, you've got things coming up. So who has something coming up this week that you think, you know, man, whew, yeah, that would help out a lot, you know, before I go to, you know, Aunt Bethany's 80th birthday party. Wow, that would be so helpful if I could figure out how to plan a 0 point meal and maybe even add back a point or two before we went for that, because I know they're going to have that famous lava cake. Let's say they're going to have the famous lava cake, or you're going to the hotel where you can only get the lava cake if you order at the beginning of the meal, or you want Paul's biscuits and gravy, you know. So whatever it is that's coming up, you know, I know some of you all, okay, Mary, happy hour with the girls. That's a perfect example. We had somebody in our in-person workshop this last Tuesday that she planned, this is only like her 2nd week on Weight Watchers, like ever, like she's not done it 500 times like some of us have. But she wants to be able to enjoy a glass or 2 of wine on Friday nights. Fantastic. That's a pretty low point. I mean, wine's not a huge number of points. I think she's going to nail it, because really, if she just planned around 1 meal on Fridays, I think she'll have it. Haley's got company coming for a week. Yeah, her company's not going to want to eat, you know, Weight Watchers food every day. Elaine's birthday's Tuesday. Happy birthday. So she's got to plan around that. So lots of things coming up. There's always something coming up. It doesn't have to be a big event like Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's. There's stuff coming up probably once a week, at least every week in your life, where you need to be able to plan something, you know, plan something around that, you know, that's going to help you with that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to build a 0 point breakfast that's fun. It's going to be delicious. Oh, and Barbara is doing dinner out with friends on Saturday night. Ooh, to an Italian family style restaurant. Sounds delicious. Okay, extra swig of water. One thing, this has nothing to do with the 0 point meal. We'll see. Oh, Katie's planning for pizza on Friday night. Awesome. Nothing to do with the 0 point meal, but don't forget, if you drink 60 ounces of plain water, you can also add back a point. And like this is 33.8 ounces. So by the time I finish this puppy, actually I've already got 60 ounces for the day. But anyway, just saying, just 2 of these would be 60 ounces. Okay, so let's get started on our 0 point meal. So the first thing I'm going to do, oh, and bonus time, The two things that I'm going to show you how to cook don't require anything special. So if you, actually there's three things that we're cooking, but if you have a all you need is a microwave. So you don't even have to have an air fryer, you don't have to have an Instant Pot, you don't have to have do a flush, you know, whatever. You don't have to have anything fancy. Literally all of this is going to be in a microwave. So I'm trying to make it 0 point friendly and as easy as it can be for this breakfast so that you have zero excuses to not do this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make something yummy. It's all going to be delicious, but we're going to make something yummy. This recipe is adapted from the Slender Kitchen. So if you go over to slenderkitchen.com, you will find the original version of this recipe. I changed it just a little bit because I didn't have and did not want to purchase one of the ingredients that she was using, and I wanted to be able to double this up. So again, everything's going to be in the microwave. Everything's going to be accessible, should be accessible to you. This is going to be a pumpkin not overnight oats. This is going to be a pumpkin oatmeal, like a baked pumpkin oatmeal recipe. So again, I'm doubling up. If you go to Slender Kitchen and find this, you're going to see that her recipe is for 1. So this is going to be for 2 of these. First, so for 1, the recipe calls for a half of a banana. I'm going to use a whole banana because I need it to be for 2. I need it to be 2 servings of it. The second thing I'm going to do using the microwave, this is a half of a cup. The recipe calls for a 1/4 of a cup. I'm doubling it. This is a half of a cup of pumpkin, of just regular canned pumpkin. I'll come back and explain why it's frozen in a second. Let me pop that in the microwave. Okay, so pumpkin's been a little hard to find. Who has had trouble finding plain canned pumpkin? Show me your hand if you've had trouble. They did have it at Trader Joe's today, so they did not have the regular kind. They only had organic, which is a little bit more expensive. But so I know some of y'all have been having trouble. Like I know a few people in certain parts of the country, your shelves have already been cleared of just regular pureed pumpkin. So what I'm heating up in the microwave right now, just so that it's unfrozen, so that it's thawed, is because let's see, Cynthia found some. Okay, great. So I took a giant can of pumpkin months ago. Okay, Carol, we're not going to Wally World to get pumpkin. Just kidding. Y'all can go there. But months ago, I took 2 giant cans, like big ones, like this big cans of just plain pureed pumpkin, and I put them into the super cubes. And if you don't know what super cubes are, there is a chat for that. You can go back and watch that later. But I put it into the half cup super cubes, froze it, and then after those were frozen into these little blocks, then I put them in a freezer bag. Okay, so this was a frozen, a half a cup from the super cube. So we're going to put that in there. And again, in her recipe, it was a 1/4 of a cup. This is a half of a cup because I'm doubling the recipe. Okay, so there is that. And then a half of a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt is what I'm using instead of, she used almond milk. I didn't have any almond milk and non-fat plain. Okay, so banana is 0 for me. Plain pumpkin is 0 for me. Non-fat plain Greek yogurt is 0 for me. So remember, if these are not 0 for you, I don't want to hear any squawking. You just need to find something that's 0 for you. Okay, and I did not want to purchase almond milk, and as much as we needed, it wasn't going to be 0 for me, so we're going to use, for me, so we're going to use non-fat plain Greek yogurt in there, and we're going to use a cup of oats. You can use rolled oats, or you can use quick cook oats. The rolled oats just are a little bit thicker when you get done. Then we're going to put in whatever your favorite pumpkin pie spice is. Mine is the Dax pumpkin spice. Salt-free, MSG-free. So we're going to use the, God, that already smells so good. And then I'm going to use, so Wow, I couldn't have done that again if I tried. The pumpkin pie spice is 0 points. And then I'm going to use some sugar, some Carrie's sugar-free low-calorie syrup, which is also 0 points for me, unless you go crazy on it. And you're just going to mash all that together. And I've seen a couple of favorite 0 point breakfast foods pop up there. So Debbie just posted something. Let's see. Okay, Phyllis just adjusted her 0 points food list today to include, wait, what did you say? Phyllis said, oh, to include oats. Okay, so oats. So oats are 0 points for me right now. So remember, if this is closer to Thanksgiving time, when I said that I'm going to change out a couple of things for potatoes, so maybe at, near Thanksgiving, if I need a 0 point, I don't know why I did not get a fork to do this, but anyway, so at Thanksgiving, if I needed, a 0 point, breakfast, maybe I might do some kind of potatoes instead of doing oats. So you just got to figure out what you can do that's going to be on your 0 point food list. The most important thing is including some 0 point meals or some 0 point days. I'm not going to suggest that you do, like if you have an entire day that's 0 points, okay, you can probably live through that. And I know a lot of you all eat a lot of 0 point foods. I'm going to say I do not recommend a 0 point several days. A, I just don't think it's a good idea. B, you're going to get burned out. C, I just don't think it's a good idea. Okay, then I'm going to take 2 cute little containers here that are microwave safe. And remember, everything that we're doing today is all going to be in the microwave. I'm going to do a little bit of nonstick spray, and we're going to split this up into the 2 of them. And again, that original recipe is on Slender Kitchen. And on Slender Kitchen, she's not talking, so much necessarily about, Weight Watchers or anything like that. But she also suggests, if you're not trying to do a 0 point meal, she also suggests that, you can put some walnuts, or something, something delicious like that with it. Okay, and then we're going to microwave these on high for 2 to 3 minutes. So the banana and the sugar-free maple syrup, those were for some sweetness. The pumpkin and the pumpkin pie spice, let's see how this tastes. Already delicious. Actually, very delicious. Okay, let's pop these in for 2 to 3 minutes on high. So remember, we're building that 0 point meal so that we can enjoy some other things, enjoy maybe the next meal is going to be a little bit higher. Maybe you're going somewhere for that lava cake. Maybe it's almost your birthday. Let's see. Debbie says she doesn't think it's a good idea to have a 0 point meal. I think a 0 point meal is okay. I think a 0 point day is probably pushing it. A 0 point week, nope. I'm gonna say nope. No. Okay, so everything we're making today, everything I'm making tonight, this is 0 points for me. You're gonna have to check and see if it's 0 points for you, but it's 0 points for me. The next thing we're gonna make is, oh, there it is. Okay, the next thing we're gonna make, eggs, okay? I'm not even gonna use an actual egg. This is 0 points for me. So eggs are 0 points for me. But if you use egg whites, even if eggs are not 0 for you, it's going to be pretty stinking low. So egg whites are very low in points. So I'm just going to take a mug, because remember we're doing everything in the microwave. So I'm just going to take a mug, just a coffee mug, spray the bottom with some nonstick spray. Added, it's probably a half a cup of egg whites. I'm going to sprinkle in just a little bit of nutritional yeast. If you want to measure that, nutritional yeast is usually starts to have points over a tablespoon. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of seasoning to that. If you want to do an egg, if you want to add an actual egg to this, you certainly can. So if eggs are a 0-point food for you, you can totally add, that to it. We have got 55 seconds left on the pumpkin spice oats in the microwave. I also want to point out, let me just go ahead and point this out. This, love like cookie batter, brownie batter, cake batter, whatever. This doesn't have any eggs in it. So, you can totally enjoy all of the batter because this has no eggs in it. So it does not have to be cooked for you to enjoy it. So while that finishes up, that was for a double batch. That was a banana, 1 banana, a cup of oats, 0 points for me. Now remember, if you said on your assessment, if you said that you were diabetic or pre-diabetic, a banana might not be 0 points for you, okay? Just keep that in mind. Don't want to get any phone calls about this. So to double it for me, a banana is 0 for me, a cup of oats is 0 for me, a half of a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 0 for me, canned pumpkin, just plain pumpkin, not pumpkin pie, just plain pumpkin, plain old pumpkin, 0 for me. I did about 2 teaspoons of sugar-free maple syrup, 0 for me. Some pumpkin pie spice, and then we put them in the microwave. I divided it into 2. Spritz the bottom of a little casserole, a microwave safe dish. I microwaved it on high. I did 3 minutes. And those are hot, so I'm going to grab a towel to get them. And again, if you weren't worried, if you're not worried about these being 0 points, like if that's not a problem, you could add some nuts to this or something. So that's what it looks like baked in the microwave. So I'm going to add that to my little breakfast plate over here. And see what I did there? I meal prepped for one other meal. The next thing we're going to do is the egg whites, and again, you can do an egg. I'm going to cook those for a minute on high, and then I'm going to check them depending on, and yes, you could make the oats in a mug. So hold on. Who said that? Phyllis said, could we make the oats in a mug, a single batch? Totally. You can totally do that in a mug. And Haley says, I'm not diabetic, but my man is. Do you recommend saying you are diabetic so that you can make meals he can eat? I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that. Okay, so Deanna, I know you all, I hope you don't mind if I just pick on you randomly, if I just call you out here on the spot. So Deanna has a similar situation. So what do you think? Do you think Haley should pick diabetic or pre-diabetic in her assessment so that she can kind of, make sure she's making meals that he can enjoy? Or I don't know, what do you think? So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that. My mother was diabetic. I ate everything that she was eating, so I was happy to eat it, and if it's not gonna mess you up, I don't see why not. And that's very sweet of you to offer that. Okay, let's see how those egg whites did at 1 minute. I'm going to let them go about 30 more seconds. Okay, so I'm going to let the egg whites go about 30 seconds. And while they are going, I'm going to show you my last thing that I'm going to put in here. So I've got a little bit of vegetables with the pumpkin. I've got some fruit with the banana. I've got some good for you carbs with the oats. Cooking some more protein. I'm cooking some protein with the egg whites. But if you have not steamed snow peas, so that's a snow pea. That's not a sugar snap pea. That's a snow pea. If you have not steamed snow peas for breakfast, I'm serious, you are missing out. So this is a cup of snow peas. And I put them in a coffee mug, obviously. And I'm gonna steam those for 1 minute. I wash them first, and then I put them in there, you know, for 1 minute. Okay, and here's my little steamed egg. And it's such a cute shape. So when you cook your egg whites in the microwave, and cook them in a mug, you'll see it here in a second when I show it to you, you'll see it. But it makes such, I don't know, it's just a cute little shape. And, oh, and Cynthia says, I love veggies for breakfast. It starts my day off well. So we have, for me, a 0 point, so far we've got a 0 point pumpkin spice oats that I made in the microwave. I have a 0 point for me, egg whites, and then there we go, steaming up some 0 point. We're steaming up some 0 point peas. I'm just gonna get those put on here. And they are, I'm telling you, barely steamed. So I don't know if you can hear that or not, but they are still very crisp, but just barely steaming them. Oh my goodness, it makes them so delicious for breakfast. I love them so much. And that is about a cup. What I just put into my little bowl is about a cup. So I've got 0 points, carbs, a little bit of protein, some yummy flavor, 0 point protein in the eggs, 0 points in the steamed snow peas. All of it done in the microwave, no special equipment, didn't use anything fancy. I'm pretty sure everybody probably has a microwave, but this, all of this, not only is that 0 points for me, it's +1. So I have added back a point by using the sugar snap peas. So now I didn't blow any of my points for the day. So if I've got something special coming up tonight, tomorrow, if I'm trying to, you know, build up some points for that, not only did I not use any of my points, I added back 1 point. So I have an extra point to use. Okay, so that is how you make your daily allotment of points work for you. So this was so easy. We literally made two meals worth. Well, I have to cook another egg, but we made 2 meals worth of breakfast. Super easy, super delicious. Here, I'll try the baked overnight oats just so that you all can see how those tasted. Look how pretty that is. Yummy. Of course, I already knew it was going to be yummy because I hate the batter out of the bottom of the bowl. But an absolutely delicious 0 point +1. So I got to add back 1 point, made 2 of them, and we did that in what? I mean, we didn't even take up the whole 30 minutes. So I talked a lot for the first like 15 minutes. So made all of that in 15 minutes. How stinking easy is that? So it just takes a little bit of thinking ahead, just a tiny bit of planning. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours slaving in the kitchen, just a tiny bit of planning, you know, just to get ready for this. And you too can master how to make your points budget work for you. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's chat. I hope you got something out of this. I hope in those comments, because I did see several of you list what your favorite 0 point breakfast foods are. Next week we will do a 0 point lunch, and then the week following that we will do a 0 point dinner, just so that you've got the whole repertoire. So you have, you know, or you could eat this for dinner, you could eat breakfast for dinner. But I hope you all found something in that, and I hope you got something out of the comments, and I hope that those of you who are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or feeding someone who's diabetic, looks like you all had a great little discussion about that. I hope that helped out Haley and everyone else who needed some help with that. But you all have a great week. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise, thank you, Phyllis. I promise you will enjoy it. Go ahead and let that next video roll over again. That's just youtube.com/@IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that little subscribe button right there and click the bell so that you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And if you did not, good night, Carla. And if you did not already, go check out Croctober. Lots of good ideas and lots of good advice. And good night, Bernice, and good night, Joni. So y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.